Today on the channel, I'm going to be reviewing the fifth album from Pattern Seeking Animals called Friend of All Creatures. Let's see how it stacks up with the rest of the albums. For a little bit of information on the group, they're kind of an offshoot of Spock's Beard. We have Dave Maros, who's been in Spock's Beard since the beginning. We have John Bolzold, who helped write many of Spock's Beard's songs. Of course, we have Ted Leonard, who is now the lead vocalist of Spock's Beard, and rounding it out, we have former drummer and tour drummer of Spock's Beard, Jimmy Keegan. I don't like to call these guys Spock's Beard 2.0 because I think it's a little bit demeaning. I think they're on their own. They're their own identity. Sure, they have some of the traits of Spock's Beard, but at the same time, John Bolzold, who does most of the writing, really expands the horizon of what they can do musically, and it shows on this album a little less than previous albums, but you can still tell that this album has many inspirations. I believe they're one of the most consistent out there. Everything is going to be, I'm not going to say pure gold, but it's going to be very even and very good. That's the case with this new album as well. With some of the strengths, I feel, are Ted Leonard's vocals and his guitar playing as well. And speaking of the consistency, I mean, it's a very positive thing, but it also is a negative thing too as well. And what I mean by that is, you're not breaking the mold. You're making album after album after album that basically you could pick tracks off of each album and it wouldn't sound out of place. It's not that they're, I think, afraid to take changes and do things. I think they found a formula and it works. I mean, it does, don't get me wrong. I don't think you could accuse this band of not being top musicians and top songwriters, but I think that may be a little bit of a detriment to them. The album consists of 7 tracks, some short, some more lengthy, which is always a nice balance. That's one thing that they do very well. The album opens with a song called Future Perfect World. This is probably my favorite on the album. It's just one of those feel-good songs. It's a little lengthy. It makes you feel good. It's a great song. It's got one of the coolest keyboard riffs in it that really actually sticks in your head for quite a while during the day, but that's, I think, the mark of a good songwriter if they can do that. And I think the replay on this song is very, very high. Coming up after that, we have a song called Another Holy Grail. This, to me, is an average song. I don't think it's anything great. I think it's a little bit disjointed. I think it tries to do 2 or 3 things in it, and it doesn't kind of gel together. It kind of sounds a little bit out of place on the album. Like I said, it's not a bad song. It just, there's something about it that maybe is not knowing how quite to go about the song. And that's one of the poor things, unfortunately, about that song, that I would love it to be better. I just find it quite weak, actually. Then we come to Down the Dark Road again. And again, this song is an average song. It's nothing bad. It's nothing great. It's, what you're going to get with Spock's Beard, I did it, with Pattern Seeking Animals. And I know somebody's going to like it, and it's okay. But it's average for the group. And then we have a song called In My Dying Days. This one again is average. I don't know a lot to say about it. I just find that maybe the group is just not invested in themselves on this song. I know what they're trying to do and the sound they're trying to get, but it just doesn't seem to come to fruition. Then the 5th song, we have The Seventh Sleeper, which, again, I think is a stronger song from the previous 4. struggle a bit with some of the lengths of these songs, this being one of them. I think if they had maybe sat back and edited a few of them for time, we might have a better flow. Um, it's a very solid song, so we'll give it that. Next, we have Days Will Remember, which is an old Spock's Beard song that was recorded on Noise Floor, I believe, and it's on the bonus Cutting Floor Room disc. It's a good song. I'm going to say I enjoy this version better than the Spock's Beard song. This is another one of my favorites on the album, and it's just one of those ones that it just makes you feel good. And I mean, you can play this song for anybody and they wouldn't be offended or they wouldn't say, oh, this is too poppy or this is too whatever. It's just an average, good, roundabout song. And the album ends with Words of Love Evermore. And this is another great song and a great way to end an album. And much like the opening track, Future Perfect World, these kind of nicely bookend the album. And of course, the top and the bottom are, real good. And the middle is all right. But yeah, it's a good way to bookend the album and a good way to end it as well. And like to sum things up, I'm going to kind of repeat the strong things. I think Ted Leonard really shines on this album. I think John Baygold is right up there with his songwriting credentials. There's one of the most consistent bands, not just musically or album-wise, but for releasing albums pretty much on par for every year, which in today's world, and especially in the prog world, that doesn't happen very often. So you get a 2 thumbs up for that. That's awesome. Just that it's a solid album. It's, you're going to get Spock's Beard, you know what you're going to get. Like I said, consistent though can be a bad thing because I think you get into a rut. But that's my opinion, and you may not share it. I struggle with the song length sometimes on these albums by Pattern Seeking Animals. I think maybe the flow of the album may be a little better if they were cut down, but at the same time, I'm a prog lover and I love long songs, so I don't know why there's a butting heads of that for me. And so yeah, as a final rating, guys, I'm going to give this album 4 stars, and do pick it up if you're a fan of these guys, and definitely go out and get it. I'm still waiting for mine to come from Giant Electric P, and yeah, it's a decent album. I can't gripe about it because it's enjoyable. But anyways, you guys will enjoy it too, so make sure you at least listen to it. But I urge everybody that likes music and loves music to buy physical. I know it's an added expense these days, but these guys need our money. Anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see each other soon. Good night. Bye.